everyone. I am Erin. I see one person on right now. We're going to wait a couple minutes for everybody else to join in. Welcome. This is a gentle yoga class. I'm just going to give it 1 or 2 more minutes to make sure everybody can find us and get online. So today is a gentle class. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, I'll be doing a chair class right here on the same channel. And then tomorrow at 12 noon is a kids class for kids maybe up to about 12 years old or so. And then Sunday, tomorrow at 2 o'clock is a stretch class. So you can join any of those if you'd like. They're all free right here on this channel. And normally I have a mix of free classes and paid classes on Zoom, but this weekend I'm celebrating finishing my training of 200 hours, so I am doing everything for free right here on YouTube. So that's awesome. Somebody typed me a message. Good morning, Laura. How are you? Glad you're here. All right. I can't really see the messages from the mat, so once we start, I will read them after. If you guys want to type me a message, tell me you're here, that would be great, because I actually don't know who watches. I can see numbers, but I can't see who you are, so it's always fun to know who tuned in. All right. When you are ready, we're going to start on the mat, seated in easy pose, which is your legs crossed in front of you. I always say crisscross applesauce because I used to teach preschool and kindergarten. It's not really yoga-esque, but that's what I'm used to. So we're going to get into easy pose. If you have a strap, you can get it. If you don't have one, that's okay. We can do without it if need be. And we will take a few deep breaths. You can close your eyes. Sitting up nice and tall, thinking about why you tuned in today, what your intention is for the next hour or so. Taking anything else that might be running around in your head and setting it right on the side of your mat. It will be there in an hour. Let this hour be all about what you need right now, refilling you up. If you want to be happy, just pay attention and be kind, unconditionally kind at every moment. Everything else will work itself out. And we'll open our eyes, bring your arms to your side, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, and exhale down. Now we'll place our right hand next to our hip, left hand comes up and over for a lateral stretch. And now we'll switch, left hand by your hip, right hand comes up and over. And now we'll flow with that. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Continue with your own breath. One more time each way. And bring that right arm down. Good. You're going to straighten out the legs, and I'm grabbing a towel to sit on. It helps me keep my back straight. It helps the pelvic tilt for me. If that helps you too, you can do that. We're going to straighten out the legs. Flex the toes and just feel that stretch in the back of the legs. We're not bending or anything here. We're just flexing the toes and relax them and flex. Sitting up nice and tall and relax. And again, flex and relax. Good. Now take your right leg, bring the knee up, put it across the other leg. Take your left arm and wrap it around. Give that knee a hug. Right arm goes right behind you and look over your right shoulder. Seated spinal twist. Come back to center. Straighten out that right leg. Lift to the left. Put it over the right leg. Right arm hugs the left knee. Left hand goes right behind you. Look over the left shoulder. Come back to center. Straighten out that leg. We're going to lift just off the floor and circle the ankle. I went to the outside first, but we're going to do both ways so it doesn't matter. And now reverse direction. Loosening up everything in our bodies now. And now relax that foot. Lift the other foot just off the floor. Circle the ankle. And reverse the circle. Good. Now bring the bottoms of your feet together for butterfly. And you can pull these in as close to your body as is comfortable. If you have any hip tenderness or hip difficulties, keep it further away from your body. I have a hip issue, so I keep my feet out. I don't bring them all the way in, but whatever's comfortable for you is fine. We're going to take our arms, press down with your elbows on your legs if that's comfortable. Keep a straight back here. Your chest is high. And we're just leaning forward with a straight back, feeling that nice hip stretch. Keep your feet where they are and place your hands in front of your knees, not on the joints, on the shins, right in front of the knees. We're going to round the back. And then lift the chest and arch the back, lift the head. So what we're doing is cat and cow in a butterfly position. So exhale as you round and drop the head, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale as you lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Do one more each way. Exhale. Warming up the spine here. Inhale. Good. Now we're going to slide our hands back down to our ankles. And we're going to lean forward and make a circular motion. Circling from the hips. Nice and gentle. now we'll reverse the direction. Yoga should never hurt. So if you're doing something and it hurts, you should stop, back out of it. You can send me a message and let me know. In a real class, I would be able to help you on the spot. That's hard to do here, but it should never hurt. You might feel some discomfort if you're stretching something that you've not stretched in a long time, but there's a difference between a tight area of your body and pain. So if you get any pain, you stop immediately. All right, next we're going to move into a table. So we'll put our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. We're stacking our joints to protect them. From here, we're going to go into cat and cow again. Inhaling up. Exhaling, rounding. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, rounding. Continue with your own breath. Really feeling the whole spine warm up and move from your head all the way to your tailbone. One more each way. And come back to neutral spine. We're going to take our right leg, stretch it out, plant the toes, and lean back. Stretch out that calf. I love this stretch. It's one of my favorites. My calves are always knotted up and tight, and this just feels so good. Come back to table and bring the left leg back, plant the toes, and press back. Come back to table and now sink back into child's pose. This is one of our resting poses. Child's pose can be done with your knees together like this, and arms can be out straight, or they can be back by your feet. Or if it's more comfortable, you can have wide knees. Toes are still together in the back. And again, arms out front or back. So whatever's comfortable for you is fine, and you can come to child's pose anytime during our practice today. If you need a little break, you just sit in child's pose. Stretching your hands out in front of you, pulling forward to a kneeling plank. If you're able, lower. Drop your belly and lift your chest, and then push back into child's pose again. If you're not able to do that lower, you can pull forward. Take a breath here and hold yourself up, and then push back. Now we'll flow with the breath. Inhaling forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press back. Again, pulling forward, lowering, lifting the chest, and pressing back. Pulling forward, lowering, lifting the chest, and pressing back. One more time. Inhaling forward. Exhale, lowering. Inhaling, lifting the chest. And exhaling back to child's pose. Taking a few deep breaths here. Flipping your toes behind you, pressing up into downward dog, and then walking your feet to your hands, reversing your swan dive, and coming into mountain. You can get a drink of water here before we start our sun salutations. In gentle class, I always do modified sun salutations. We'll go slow. I'll teach you the moves and then we'll repeat them several times on each side. If you need a break for one rotation, just sit in child's pose or however you're comfortable. So we're going to start close to the top of the mat. Take a nice deep cleansing breath. We'll inhale up. Exhale, folding, hinging from the hips, keeping soft knees. Don't lock out your joints. Stepping back with your right foot onto your knee. Coming into a low lunge. Hands come down to the mat. Left leg comes around and sink back into child's pose. Pulling forward for a plank. Lowering if you're able. Lifting the chest and then pushing back. Bringing your right leg forward and your arms up for a kneeling lunge. Hands come to the mat. Feet together, keeping soft knees a little bend. Reversing the swan dive. And coming into chair with prayer hands. We're going to do that again, same side. Sweeping the arms up. Folding, hinging from the hips. Stepping back with the right onto the knee. Arms come up. If raising your arms is challenging, you can always do prayer hands or hands on your hips. Hands come to the mat. Left leg comes around, sinking back into child's pose. Pulling forward for plank. Lowering if you're able. Lifting the chest for baby cobra. And pressing back into child's. Bringing that right leg forward again. Arms up, if that feels good. Hands come to the mat, feet together, reversing the swan dive, and coming into chair. Again, sweeping the arms up, folding, hinging from the hips, stepping back with the right leg, low lunge, hands come down. Left leg comes around, sinking back. Pulling forward to plank. Lowering crocodile. Lifting the chest for baby cobra. And pressing back. Right leg comes forward. Low lunge. Hands come down. Feet together. Reversing the swan dive. And chair. One more time on this side, and then we'll switch. Sweeping the arms up, folding, hinging from the hips. Stepping back with the right, onto the knee. Hands come down, left leg comes around, sinking back. Pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile. Lifting the chest for baby cobra and pressing back. Right leg comes forward. Low lunge. Hands come down, feet together, reversing the swan dive and coming into chair. Again, switching sides now, sweeping the arms up, folding, stepping back with the left leg onto the knee. Hands come to the mat. Right leg comes around, sink back into child's pose. Pulling forward to plank, lowering, lifting the chest, and pressing back. Left leg comes forward. Hands come to the mat, feet together. Reverse the swan dive. And chair. Again, sweeping the arms up. Folding. Stepping back with the left. Bringing your hands to the mat and the right leg around, sinking back to child's. Pulling forward for a plank, lowering, lifting the chest for baby cobra, and pressing back for child's pose. Left leg comes forward. Hands come down, feet together, reverse the swan dive, and chair. Again, sweeping the arms up, folding, stepping back with the left, bringing the arms up if it feels good. Hands come down, right leg comes around, sinking back. Pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile, lifting the chest and pressing back. Left leg comes forward. Arms come up if it feels good. Hands come down to the mat, feet together, reversing the swan dive. And chair. One more time. Sweeping the arms up, folding, stepping back with the left foot. Raising the arms up. Coming back down to the mat, bringing the right leg around, sinking back. Pulling forward for plank, lowering crocodile. Lifting the chest for baby cobra and pressing back for child's pose. Left leg comes forward. Hands come to the mat, feet together. Reverse the swan dive. And chair. Relax for a minute, get a drink of water. That was great sun salutation. Good job. I'm going to read some of these messages. Laura, I'll get in touch with you. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining. All right. We're going to go through a little warrior series, and I'm going to give you some options with some of the poses, and you can take the options or you don't have to, okay? So let's just start with warrior one. We're going to stand towards the front of the mat. I'm doing sideways because it's easier for you to see how my body moves, but you can face me. Stepping back with your left leg. Your right leg is going to stay bent. And if you can plant that heel on the left foot with your toes pointing maybe at about 10 o'clock, that's great. If you can't, then do a high lunge. It's fine either way, okay? You want to try to square your hips forward. They're not going to get all the way squared if your heel is planted, but that's the motion we're going for. Arms come up, shoulder blades are pressed down as if they're trying to get into your back pockets. Belly button is tucked in towards the spine. You're engaging that core. This is warrior one. If you're in the lunge position, it looks like this. Your hips will get more squared. Whichever's more comfortable for you is fine. Engage that core and breathe. And then open up to warrior two. So you're going to pivot that back foot. So now it's parallel with the short side of your mat. Front leg, right leg is still bent. Arms come shoulder width, and you're looking over your right fingers. This straight leg still has a soft bend in the knee. We don't want to ever lock out the joints. Breathing. Feeling so strong. And then relax the arms, step the feet together. Take a minute, we're going to do that on the other side, and then we'll build on it. So I'm going to switch sides so you can see. Now we're going to step back with the right leg. Toes are now at about 2 o'clock if you're planting that heel. Left leg is bent, hips are squared. Open the shoulders. Shoulder blades are coming into your back pockets. Belly button is towards the spine. And breathe. Don't hold your breath. Sometimes we focus so much on getting the right body position that we end up holding our breath. And then open up the arms, open up the hips, pivot that back foot. So now it's parallel with the short side of your mat. Look over your left fingers. Core is still engaged. Left leg is still bent. Right leg is straight with a soft knee. And we're breathing. So this is really a lot on your shoulders. You can always do prayer hands here or hands on your hips. Lots of options. And bring the hands down, step the feet together. Awesome. We're going to do that again, and we're going to build on it. Also going to give you some options for your arms that are a little bit different, okay? So stepping back with the left foot for warrior one, toes at 10 o'clock. If your heel is planted, opening up the arms here, squaring the hips, getting a nice warrior one position before we change the arms. Core is engaged. If you want, Bring those arms behind you, clasp your fingers, and open the shoulders. If you can't reach, grab a strap and hold the strap. That's what that would look like with a strap or without a strap. Or you can keep your arms just the way they were. Bring them back up. Open the arms and the hips for warrior two. Palms up. Raise the arms up and bring them down. Raise them up and bring them down. This is an option. You can leave them on your hips in prayer hands or in warrior two hands, or you can do these arm raises with me. And hold here. Now, taking your right arm, palm up, place it on your thigh, and bring that left hand over next to your ear. This is called side angle. Bringing that left arm down, coming back into warrior two. Straighten that front leg, shift to the right, and come down for triangle. I'm going to grab a block to show you how to use it in case you have one. This is a good pose to use a block. Place the block right next to your ankle there. Come down, hand on the block. I want to make sure these shoulders are nice and open. So if you're down here and you're hunched over a little bit, come on up your leg until your shoulders open. It doesn't matter how far down you are. You want these shoulders nice and open. That's where the block comes in handy. Look up at those top fingers if you can. And then come on up, relax. Take a minute and we'll do the other side. Also, when you're in triangle or any pose, you never want to place your hand on your knee joint. You can go below, you can go above, but not on the knee joint. Nothing ever should be putting pressure on the joints. All right, other side. So we're going to step back with the right foot. Toes are at 2 o'clock. Bend that left leg. Open the arms. Pull the core in, belly button towards the spine. Engage those muscles. Shoulder blades are down and back. Take a nice deep breath. And then maybe bring the hands behind you to open the chest. Bringing the arms back up for warrior one. Opening up the arms and the hips for warrior two, looking over those left fingers, making sure your left leg is still bent, your right leg is straight but with a soft knee, core is engaged. Flip the hands and now come up and down, up and down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more time. Now take that left hand, palm up, place it on your thigh, and right arm goes across right next to your ear, side angle. Back to warrior two. Straightening that front leg, shifting to the left and down. For triangle, making sure those shoulders are open. Using your block if you have one or need one. Blocks are great because you can change the height of them as well as you're able to go further down. You just shift. And coming on up. Great job. You should feel nice and warm now. Have a drink. You can always have a drink anytime you need to, even if it's not when I'm telling you to have a drink. Please don't feel like you have to wait for me. You want to keep your body nice and hydrated. All right. We're going to step with our feet just a little bit wider than our hips, and we're going to do some moonflowers and sunflowers. I often open up with these as warm-ups, but today was an on-the-mat warm-up, but I still love them so much, so I put them in here. Inhaling up, exhaling down, shoulder blades are coming together in the back. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more, and then we'll switch to sunflowers. So come on up the same way. Now when we come down, arms come in front and sweep the floor. Big circle like a sunflower. Two more. And relax. All right, now we're going to go into a balance pose. If you're not used to doing balance poses, or you find that you're a little bit wobbly, the wall is your friend. You can put a hand on it or a chair, or put your tailbone right up against it when we do these balance poses. It is really difficult to work on building the strength to hold a pose and working on balance at the same time. I always suggest, and this is how I learned when I was training years ago, to practice the balance poses with support, build the muscle strength that you need to hold the pose, and then move off the wall. And that's how I learned all my balance poses. So don't be afraid to do it against the wall or have a chair next to you to hold on to. That's how you're going to get stronger, okay? So we're going to do tree today. We'll start with the left foot as our base. Spread those toes. Feel the mat under your foot. Get centered and grounded. Pull your tummy muscles in. You want to engage your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, and your abs. Everything is all nice and engaged, but you're still breathing. Take your right foot, and we're just going to prop it right now. Heel right above the ankle. This is level 1 of tree. Hands come into prayer. This is a great place to be. You're strengthening all your core muscles. Your hip is open if you're able. And you breathe. You want to come up a little bit higher. Slide that foot onto your calf, not onto your knee. We want to protect our joints all the time. Onto the calf. Level 2, tree. Option to open the arms And breathe. And relax. My 3-year-old loves tree, and she always says, "Come on, let's go do tree." And she runs over to the wall and holds my hand and gets her little foot up here, and it's just the cutest thing ever. All right, so we're going to ground that right foot, spread the toes. Take a few deep cleansing breaths. Engage the core muscles, the leg muscles, the glutes, and get that heel right above the ankle. Open the hip if you're able. Hands come into prayer. Take a few breaths here. And then slide that foot up to the calf if it feels good. You will find that one side balances better than the other side. That's very normal. Almost every single person I've met and done yoga with, that's been the case. That's okay. If you want to open your arms, and relax. Awesome. We're going to come down on the mat for our cool down. So we'll inhale, exhale, folding, hinging from the hips, placing your hands on the mat and coming into a table, making sure your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. If you have tender wrists, you can do fists for wrists. That's fine. Never a problem. Also, I've been having some questions from some people about arthritic knees. You can pad underneath your knees. You can use a towel or a blanket or a squishy mat. I have some squishy mats over there. Those are good. You can even double up on your mat if you don't have anything right now. Roll it up. That's another way to make an extra cushy area for your knees. Okay, so here we are, and we're going to come into spinal balance. I'm going to show you, we're going to go slow. I'm going to show you modified first, and then we'll move into putting it together into a full posture. You can stick with the modifications if you want. Right arm comes up as we inhale. Belly button is towards the spine. Exhale the arm down. Left foot comes up, inhale, with a flexed toe, and exhale down. Left arm comes up, exhale down. Right foot comes up. Now we're going to put it together. If you are able, right arm and left foot at the same time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left arm, right foot. Inhale up. Exhale down. Again, right arm, left foot. Left arm, right foot. Continue with your own breath. This is really good if you have lower back pain. We're going to do one more each way. Keeping that core engaged and moving the body like this, stretching out the spine really helps with your back. Sinking back into child's pose now. Coming up into a table. We're going to do cat and cow again. So inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, rounding the back. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. Continuing with your own breath. One more each way. And come back to neutral spine. We're going to shift. And bring our legs open for dragonfly. They don't need to be all the way wide open like a gymnast. Just maybe 90 degrees is great. Taking a few deep breaths here, keeping your spine tall, placing your hands in front of you. We're going to hinge forward, keeping the back straight and the toes up. Feeling that nice stretch. Coming back up. Now we're going to do to the side. So to the right side, take your right hand and place it a little bit left of center. And take your left hand and come over the top towards your right foot. Come back to center and take your left hand just to the right of center and your right hand over your head to your left foot. Heels of the feet together. Nice straight back, pressing into those legs with the elbows and coming down with a straight back first. And now rounding and dropping the head towards the feet. Back up. You lay down. Bring your knees to your chest, arms out in a T, dropping your legs to the left side and looking over your right shoulder, trying to keep both shoulders on the floor. Coming back to center, realigning your spine, and then lifting those knees and dropping them to the right and looking over your left shoulder. And coming back to center, and preparing for final relaxation. You can lay flat if you like, or to relieve a little pressure on your back, you can do wide feet and knees in toward each other. Whatever is comfortable for you, lie down, close your eyes, take some nice deep breaths. Feeling your breath course through your body, feeling good about what you just did over the last hour. Think about an activity that induces calm, such as lying in the sun or taking a warm bath, maybe walking on the beach. Hold that vision while we finish our session together today. awareness back to your room, wiggling fingers and toes, opening your eyes, rolling to your right side and supporting yourself into a seated position. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, and exhale down. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste. I have a chair yoga at 2 o'clock this afternoon, kids yoga 12 o'clock tomorrow noon on this channel, and 2 o'clock tomorrow is a stretch class. You're welcome to join any of them. And if you want more information about other things that I do, you can go to facebook.com/Valley Yoga, or just reach out to me on here and I'll give you a message back. Thanks so much. Bye.